Hi, welcome to the Patriots Window, where I give my 2 cents and opinion about things that just does not seem right. Things have really started heating up since the new elections have been in preparation. And of course, our current president, Mr. Biden, has been um, forcefully put aside because apparently mentally he's no longer capable. After the debate that he had with former President Trump, and he had failed to really give a good debate. And so, like everybody was disappointed, including the Democrats themselves. So they figured it was time to just put him into the back room and let the VP come forward and start taking care of the country. Okay, now to begin with, in the elections before 2020, when they had all the delegates and they was narrowing them down, Kamala was one of them in the lineup. And her popularity did not go high enough for her to continue, and she was eliminated. It came all the way down to Biden. Now, we already knew that Biden was more or less starting to lose his mind then, but yet he was brought in. He was chosen to be the best man running. And through rigged elections, and a lot of us still knows that it was rigged, and it doesn't have to come from Trump. We know. My brother was one of them that was abused for a different vote. He would have never voted Biden. But according to him, they claimed that he had already voted, that like mail-in or something, and my brother had chosen to go in and vote in person. But because they had claimed that he had already done a mail-in, that gave them opportunity to use his name with Biden's stamp. Okay, so he's one of them, and there was 2 others that gave 2 different accounts of how their vote was misused and applied for Biden. So, without Trump saying a word, I know that the 2020 election was rigged. We already had seen the polls that Trump was pulling ahead of Biden, but Biden was still thrown in because of cheating. Well, the cheating hasn't stopped. It hasn't stopped. So now Biden had chosen Kamala, who had been eliminated, to be his VP. And now he has been pulled aside, and she has been given the reins to the cart. Now, supposedly, she has no policies or ideas, supposedly, because they're not listed on the official page. And so Finally, someone found on her private account listings of what she was going to be doing for the country. Okay? Why would it be posted on her private account? Why wouldn't it have been made known publicly? You open up Trump's campaign page and it reads everything that he's planning on doing. Okay, so kind of sweeten the pot, Kamala has took on a couple of Trump's ideas of what would be done for this country if she was voted in. One of them being no taxes on tips. Trump is running to do that. And all of a sudden, Kamala wants to? Okay. She is also claiming to do better for the Americans, to make sure that they've got better health care and that they will be took well care of financially, and that the economy will drop so that it's more affordable, and blah, 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 if you vote me in. And we all are asking, why aren't you doing that now? You are standing in Biden's place at this moment. You have got the authority to do this now. Why aren't you? See, this is the thing. And also I've noticed that once again, and it happens every time the Democrats are in office, and then election time comes around, it happens every time. Gas prices go sky high, and then the election time comes around and the prices come down. But I guarantee you, if Kamala would get into the office for 2025 up, I promise you those gas prices would jump right back through the roof. And what about the finances? What about the prices of the goods in the stores? The gas prices isn't the only thing that is biting the wallet. It's also groceries and things of such. So why aren't they doing anything right now? Seeing that she is now the standing president, because our president is currently having to stay behind the stage. She's got the opportunity to prove herself now and not just let off hot air as she speaks. Right now, currently, all she's doing is feeding the trees and plants with her hot air. That's all it is. It's vapors coming out of her mouth. There's no action behind it. She's got the power to do right now what she keeps saying that she will do if she's elected. But I got news for you. The reason why she's not doing it right now, seeing that she's got the authority to do so, is because as soon as she would be elected, she isn't about to do it then. Why would she start doing it now if she's not intending to do it at all? It's all a ploy to sweeten the pot. But now I'm going to tell you something. I have been watching the Officer Tatum, Doc Rich, Benny Johnson, and even commentators that I do not know. And I am watching their clips, and they are taking comparisons of what Kamala is saying she is planning on doing, but all during the time before this period, she has been known in front of news anchors in interviews that she isn't planning on doing this, she isn't planning on doing that, she is definitely going to ban that, she's definitely going to ban this, she's blah, 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 right? Okay, so there is proof that she's got plans to do everything opposite of what she's saying that she will do, which once again, why isn't she doing it now? That's the most perturbing part, that they aren't doing what they're claiming they're going to do now while they've got the chance. They could really win this election if they would start doing what they've been claiming they're going to do. But you know what? In my personal opinion, I'm glad that they're not doing it because I don't want them in the office. And I don't care if Trump wouldn't be running, as long as Kamala and Biden and the Obamas and the Clintons and the rest of the Democratic crew isn't in. They're all liars. And they will stop at nothing. Okay, so there's been some deep investigating about the first assassination attempt that caught Trump's ear by the grace of God because he turned his head at the right moment. Definitely the grace of God. Definitely the grace of God. Mm-hmm. And my question is, why didn't the Secret Service take the man down before he fired? Because they had him in their sights. They had a sharpshooter on their roof. They had him in their sights. Lots of people had been on the ground claiming they saw somebody on the roof with a rifle. Even the police were trying to find, but nothing was done until the shooter took the shot. Sadly, even though Trump's life was spared, another one was not. There were a few injured and one killed. The Holy Spirit revealed to me that there still had to be one sacrifice for that action. And that fireman was it. And it's still sad. It's horrible. It's horrible because nobody should have been killed. Nobody should have been injured. There shouldn't have been the assassination attempt at all. The Secret Service failed their job. And in finding out more things about this gentleman that they killed after the effect, when they could have done their sharpshooting job and literally kicked the gun out of his hand before he had a chance to fire, and then took him in for questioning. That's another thing that really bothers me. They turned around and killed him. It's not so much that they killed him after the attempt, but what bothers me is they shot him. Any other person that has ever done an assassination attempt on any one president or president-elect or delegate has been caught, apprehended, and put on trial. But this one was executed. And you want to know what the Holy Ghost told me about that? This is going to shock you. Now, for anybody who tries to dig a little deeper to find this out, more than likely, it won't be on record and ain't nobody going to say it either. But this is the reason why that I'm so bothered that the young man was shot. This is what the Holy Ghost told me. He was hired to kill Trump. And the men on the other roof kept him in his sights to make sure that he done his job. And when he failed his job, they executed him for failing what he was hired to do. Now, you all might think that's fake. You all might think, oh, that is crazy. Holy Ghost doesn't lie. And that's the reason why it troubles me so much that he was killed. Because he was executed for failing to do his job to get Trump out of the way. Y'all think about that one for a moment. Because otherwise, they would have been able to knock this guy out of the ballpark. And I'll prove it to you. I'll prove it to you. The second attempt at the golf course. This time they had a different set of Secret Service, and the Secret Service was under a new director because the woman that was director over the Secret Service on the first attempt had failed her job. So they had to get a new director. Therefore, they had better Secret Service running for the second attempt. They saw the rifle in the bush and knew that there was going to be another attempt on Trump's life. And that time, they were quick to action and took the guy out before he had a shot to take a shot. Now tell me that I'm crazy that they had Mr. Thomas take Trump out of the equation. Think about just a moment. I'll give you just a little bit. Think on that one. They're still saying that this second attempt was an inside job because this man supposedly was absolutely broke, jobless, lives in Hawaii, but was able to vote in North Carolina and was able to travel to be able to get to the Florida golf course. And the biggest question was, how did he know that Trump was going to be there at that time? Another inside job? Kind of sounds like it. Okay, let's go on ahead and hit the debate. I had decided to watch it because normally I don't watch the debates, but this time I decided to watch this particular one. First off, they were fact-checking Trump, and I don't know where they was getting their fact checks. Probably every bit of it was scripted. But Kamala was not. She said that she was there January 6th during the riot, and that Trump had said that there was good people on both sides and that people were killed in that riot. Okay, first off, I know of a group of people that went in from Kentucky. People I know personally because they attended my church. Very devout Christian women, praying women who prayed heavy. They went on January 6th. They went to pray on spot. They weren't there to create a riot. They weren't there to make trouble. And it was caught on video as Trump was speaking. He was speaking because of the people that was there. And he was saying that there was good people. And then he added, except for the neo-Nazis and the white supremacists. They are bad people and they need to be prosecuted. Also, another recording that he had put out there, he told everybody, he said, look, I know that it's disturbing. I know that it hurts. We already know the election was stolen, but you all need to go on ahead home. It is what it is now. Go home and let's have peace. We don't need trouble. Just go home and keep the peace. They showed those clips. They showed those two clips. And nowhere did Trump excite the people to bring them in to riot. And nowhere did Trump say that everybody was cool. But yet Kamala claimed that he did. And here is the other little stinker. She said she was there at that time. No, she was there earlier in the day and she left. And this was before the bomb threat. And then the bomb threat was discovered. But she was gone. So therefore she was not there. And this January 6th trash is about as boring and repetitive as them going on over and over and over and over and over again saying that Trump had colluded with Russia in order to be pulled in and voted as president, which was a big bull C. Another thing that she was claiming is that she would continue fracking. They showed clips of where she had determined every which way that she would discontinue fracking. Trump had pulled up the situation about the Haitians going into Ohio and killing people's pets and the wild geese that comes in at the parks. And there is even a clip of a policeman that showed up on a call, and one Haitian had just got done killing one of the cats and had it dismembered and had been enjoying it. And I watched Kamala's behavior. I watched her action as he's saying this, and she's smirking and giggling, making it look like that was a fabrication. But it's so crazy. Oh my goodness. Today, I watched a clip where she had said that for years, the different presidents had said that they would pull the soldiers out of Afghanistan and that there would be no more war, that they would be pulled out. And she said none of them did it, but Biden did. And now there is not one soldier in any combat zone in a war area whatsoever. And the people are no longer paying the $300 million to support the soldiers that's in that war zone. Okay, here's the clincher. Here's the clincher. The person that was recording this debate was with a group of other people. And you can tell through seeing little bits of stuff that's around this TV that they're watching. A quickly put together table with 2x4 and plywood. And another table with plywood. And as soon as she said that, one went, "What?" And the other turned the camera toward himself and said, "Well, where are we then right now?" And done a 360 Here's these soldiers in one of the tents in the war zone. I saw a very sad clip of this woman. She was saying that she is a black woman. And she said that she had worked so hard for so many years and had um, saved up enough to get herself a food truck, paid $25,000 for a food truck, had started herself her own personal little business with that food truck. And an illegal immigrant approaches her and said that he didn't have any money. He didn't have any ID or any other validation, but he showed her a piece of paper saying that he was approved to start receiving government checks without ID, without proof of citizenship, an illegal alien. And she broke down bawling. She said, I had worked so hard and saved to have my own food truck so that I could start my personal business. And this illegal comes up with no job, no money, no ID, nothing but a piece of paper saying that he's going to be getting free money and wants my truck. She said, how is that fair? And she wanted answers. I want to know. I want to know. Which the answer is pretty obvious. The answer is pretty obvious. Get these illegals in, provide them free health care. Free health care. Okay. I more or less live as an independent. I do little things to take care of myself, to buy what I need, my personal needs and stuff, and on occasion if I want a snack or something. But I work for it. I do little things to earn that little bit of money. I even get groceries for an elder for $50 a month. I do these little things to take care of myself. I mean, yeah, I could have my house partner take care of me, but how right is that? He's been gracious enough to give me a roof over my head. And seeing that I don't have the capability to keep up with a corporate job because it requires so much stamina and being able to keep your head during chaos or irate customers. I don't do well like that. When it becomes chaotic, my mind shuts down. And I'm slower than a turtle by nature. So I settled with doing these things here at the house. And to show my gratitude to my house partner, I take care of the lawn, I take care of the animals, I take care of the house. That is my way of paying him back for being good enough to me to provide me a roof over my head. And on top of that, I don't ask anything of him as long as I've got the money to take care of myself. Now, if it's something that's extremely important and I just didn't make the money in time, then I ask for his help. But other than that, I do pretty good living independently. Okay? I don't have health benefits. It's all out of pocket. I went to apply for supposedly how the ads throw it out, that you'll get health benefits and a monthly subsidy check. No checks involved, believe it or not. Except maybe if you're an illegal alien. Anyway, I went on ahead and I clicked on it, checked it out, made the call, and they told me what insurance company would be covering me, and it would be for $10 to $15 a month. I'm doing good to make sure that I can buy my own personal supplies. I don't have $10 or $15 to put out to have what would be considered free health care. Oh, the deal was sweet. Zero copay, free medication. That would also mean free office visits at the low cost of $10 or $15 a month that I don't have. But yet, get an illegal in. There you go. Here's you a little ID tag. You go on ahead and go to any old doctor and get yourself some pills. Oh, and by the way, let's go on ahead and add your name to the subsidy check. There you go. You get yourself a little extra moolah while you're here. Oh, and we've got some extra phones here. They're brand spanking new, fresh off of the conveyor belt, man. There you go. Now go to any state you run to. Oh, and if you get yourself in trouble, don't worry. We'll go on ahead and bail you out. You can go on and continue your life. Go on ahead and eat yourself a cat or dog while you're at it. I think you like their meat. I mean, honestly, and all of this so that they get the vote. And I've got so much sad making news for all these aliens. Once you get settled, once you've given your thumbs up for the dear sweet president, you'll be dumped on your butt and they will no longer provide for you. All of this is just so that you will give your thumbs up for them. They're giving you a sweet little honey packet. But once they're voted in, you won't get anything. You'll be on your rear. Mark my word. Mark my word. They just want your vote. Nothing more. Nothing else. They just want your vote. They don't care about you. They just know that the more of you that they get in, the more chance they've got of winning. Well, since you're already here, since you've already crossed over the waters, why don't you go on ahead and take a chance and vote for an honest person who would take care of you afterwards? Go on ahead and get your citizenship so that you're legal, so that you can make a life here. Otherwise, go back home. You're probably safer. There's been a lot of other things that Kamala has said, like on the debate, and I had watched that Officer Tatum had put together. There was 6 lies specifically that she had said, and he had put comparison clips to every one of those lies and proved that she had lied. Do you know why she cackles the way she does? If anyone would just stop to think, especially any of you that really know this for a fact, when somebody laughs like that, that's to cover up their shame for their life. It's common known that when somebody lies, they'll giggle or cackle, cover it up. It's a natural response. I have been watching a whole lot of different people, especially the colored community, speaking up and saying that there is no way that they're voting for Harris because she has lied. That if she was going to do everything that she said that she would do if she was elected, she could be doing right now because right now she's in the authority. They don't trust her. Even people that normally, because I've seen these kind of people before when they would do confrontation openly on the street, just random questions to random people. And they would like say, no, we don't like Trump and everything. But now, like as they was doing this, every one of them that they was doing on the street randomly was saying, she's a liar. We don't trust her. We're voting for Trump. One and like when they would say that they was voting for Trump, the next question was obvious. Why? Because we liked what he was doing when he was in the office, and what's going on right now, we don't like, and we don't want it. They're trying to make it sound like Kamala's winning, like her polls are up, like she's really got it. But what I'm hearing from different folks, she got it at all. And what I have seen, she's nothing more than a bambling hypocrite. Talking about hypocrites. I watched on Shapiro, he had a short cut out. This man went up into somebody's yard. He's watering his yard and he's wearing a shirt saying Biden and Harris. And the question was pulled up about immigrants. And the man said, yep, every immigrant is welcomed here. I'll welcome every single one of them, no matter what color they are, what nation they came from. I'll welcome them. They're welcome right here. The man said, well, good. I came across these three here that was, and I don't remember what parking lot they was hanging at. It might have been a YMCA or something like that, but they was hanging in a parking lot. And he said, I found them and they're needing a place to stay. So thank you so very much for welcoming them. He handed him a bag of medicine and said, here, you go ahead and take their medicine and hold it for them. And the man says, okay. And then the men come on up into the yard, and one comes up and puts his hand on the shoulder, and, you know, the gentleman really pat on the shoulder. And he says, gracias. And that man says, they can't stay here. And the man said, well, why? You just said that they were all welcome. He said, no, they can't stay here with me. They can't stay here at my house. The man said, why not? He said, I don't know these people. And the man said, all right, come on, gentlemen, let's go. And then he turned back and looked at the man with the shirt and said, you're a hypocrite. You know, as a Christian, I'm supposed to be acting out in love, and I pray often for the government. And what I pray is that anything that is meant for evil is turned to good. That's what I'm praying for. and that anyone that God doesn't want in the office, he removes, and anyone that he wants into the office that's going to serve this nation the way they're supposed to, he puts in. That's what I'm praying. I don't mention names in my prayer because God knows who he wants to serve. And that is the best way that I can act in love, by praying for my nation, by praying that the right people comes into the office to serve us right. We don't need anybody in the office who is going to fib through their teeth, try to rig it to assassinate the opponent just because they don't like his policies. Now, would it be just Trump, or would it be any Republican that doesn't agree with sleeping with the enemy like the Democrats are doing? Would it be just any Republican? Which Trump isn't Republican, but he works for the Republicans. And even any Democrat that wants a better life in the United States, he works for the people. He wants to serve the people, not Republicans only, but everybody, independents and Democrats, all the liberals and everybody. He wants to serve them. He wants to make things right for us. He wants to make it easier to live. So would it be just anybody that they would try to assassinate, or only Trump? This is what I honestly think. Trump is under major attack. Why? Because God is preparing him to do something excellent. And Satan doesn't want him in the way of finishing up the United States of America. Why? Because America was founded on biblical principles. And just like Israel, God has had his hand on her. And Satan attacks anybody that God has his hands on. I'm not liking what's going on. And when they replayed where Kamala said that all of the ones in the war zone had been pulled out and brought home, and then here's these soldiers that's recording that segment, and they flipped the camera around and said, and where are we? It made me angry, and it made me tear up. One, because Kamala lied about something else. But two, there is one thing that Kamala said that I agree with. The Afghanistan war has been going on way too long. I had just graduated out of school in 1990 when Clinton was put in. And that was when Operation Desert Storm was put into effect. The soldiers going into Afghanistan. And the war has been going on for 34 years. I remember when it was announced that it was going to be put into operation. I was working at a gas station convenience store, a little mom and pop shop, earning $2 an hour. And we've still got people there in Afghanistan and she lied. Any one of you, you want a liar? Go on ahead. Yeah, all right, all right. Let's go on ahead and talk about Trump. Yeah, yeah. Okay. He's guilty about being with Stormy Daniels, who said that there was nothing forced, that she complied, that it was all consensual. Let's go on ahead and say that he's also guilty of all the other indictments, which the court dropped. But I know one thing for a fact: when Trump was in office during his first 4 years, groceries were affordable, gas was affordable, there was more money in the paychecks than in the taxes. Israel finally got to get what she needed. She was recognized and was given if Trump had wanted to be a dictator, he would have grabbed it in his first 4 years. Where did the heck that dictator trash come from? I guarantee you Trump never said that on day one he would become a dictator. I guarantee it. If he wanted to be a dictator, he would have done it the first 4 years. I'll tell you what's being dictated. These Democrats in. They're all dictating us. And any one of you that goes for this, you're blinder than a bat. I don't give a big fat horn on my head what Trump may or may have done in his past. He served this nation right during the first 4 years of his term. He done what we need from every president. Every president. And we have gotten nothing more than trash from the Biden administration. The money that my house partner earns is more than enough to make a very sufficient living. Right down to even a good amount of pleasantries. But the economy has bitten every bit of it out of his wallet. I'm not going to stop praying because I got news for anybody, especially anyone who's on the Democratic side. God only allows you to do what you're allowed to do. You can't do anything more than what God allows you. Even Satan himself can't get away with everything he would like to do. He can only do what God allows him. Oh, where do I have proof about that? When Job, Satan was before the throne accusing Job before God. God was saying that Job was a man after his heart, that he honored him. Satan said, I bet if I take away everything that he's got, he will curse you. God said, go on ahead. Just don't kill him. Boom! God only gave him permission to remove his goods, but he couldn't kill him. So all this evil that's going on, God's got a purpose for it. He's not provoking it. He's allowing it, but he's got a reason. He's got a reason. And Satan thinks that he is getting to do all this great stuff. He's destroying people's lives. God never stopped being in control. And the only thing that is being done is what God is allowing. In the end, God still comes out the hero and he gets all the glory. Because in the end, all the evil will be destroyed. In the meantime, either you trust the man who's trying to get into the office to do things right so that we can make a better living, so that we can get by, or you go on ahead and side with the Democrats and continue seeing the downside. Or, as it said in Star Wars, the dark side. I like how one person put it about Taylor Swift. Because, she endorsed. Come on. This person wrote, and it has spread. It has spread the same. Taylor Swift is rich. She's not having to worry about making sure that she's got enough groceries to do for the week, or that she has got gas in her car to get to work. She's not having to worry about if she's going to be able to pay her taxes and live in her house or keep her job. Of course she's fine with what's going on. She's not suffering. That's paraphrasing, of course, but that's what it came down to. People look. I have been playing it pretty cool because this is like to be expected. It really is. It doesn't surprise me anything that's going on. The lies, the hypocrisy, the attempted destruction of the United States. It doesn't surprise me. And I've been pretty well keeping a low profile about it, not really speaking much about it. But deep inside, I'm still loathing about it. I'm steaming about it because people has the audacity to lie in order to get their way, or to bully, or to threaten in order to get their way. Oh, you might be saying, yep, that's what Trump's doing, all right. I'm not talking about Trump. I'm talking about the Democratic Party. Kamala made it sound so evil that Trump went and visited the Arlington grave site for the soldiers on Memorial Day. Labor Day, I'm sorry. On Labor Day. He went and visited the Arlington graveyard for the soldiers. And Kamala made it out like he went to continue his campaign and get votes, making it sound horrible. And one person came on and said he didn't even talk about politics. He was there to comfort all of us because we've got a loved one in this graveyard. And many people came forward over that comment. Many. That he was there because they asked him to. And he done nothing more than comfort them. He didn't do any campaign and didn't even talk about politics. He was there out of courtesy and respect. If I really dug into everything, I don't even have cable because cable's stupid anymore. So I'm only catching blips here and there of what's being said from Kamala and Trump both. The notes from the past, the notes this current. And it's enough. It's enough. Okay, let me read this to you. I've got some statement here. My electric is higher, car insurance is higher, and the truck taxes were higher, plus gas and groceries. The Dems you mentioned once one world order, socialism, communism, and Marxists. You better be careful what you say to censor what people are saying. They might consider you a person of misinformation. I am well aware of that. I am well aware of that I may be considered a person of misinformation. And quite frankly, the way it's been going here lately, yeah, anybody who says anything in honor or favor for Trump is misinformants. And anyone who says anything good in behalf of the Democrats are getting the right notes. So it don't matter. I'm only saying what I have watched in the comparison videos. And they do it side by side. what Kamala said on the debate and what she had said in the past compared to, side by side. If they would have just fact checked her. But like I said, I'm seeing a whole lot of people coming out and saying that they're not voting for her because she has lied and she's a hypocrite, and that she's got the authority to do what she has said that she would do if she would right now. And that is the sole truth. That is the sole truth. If she was really for America, she'd be doing her best right now since she had to take over. Anyway, people, I appreciate you so much and thank you for viewing. This stuff is crazy. It's crazy. And it's sad that we're having to put up with all this to make a living. A lot of people are now on disability checks or retirement checks. That's it. That's all they've got for the moment. And they have to separate it and make sure that everything is taken care of. And hope that they've got enough. Maybe a little bit to spare if there's an emergency. This is not the America that we need to live in. We need God's hand on us once more. And I just watched where Trump said that he would bring religion back into America. Now, religion isn't necessarily Christianity, but Christianity is part of a religion. Or more like, if he brings religion back into America, that means Christians will have even more freedom for what they need to be doing through Christ Jesus in behalf of this nation. Anyway, once again, thank you so much for watching, and I do greatly appreciate you. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. I don't know when I'll do another Patriot window. It might be sooner than later with everything that's going on, or maybe I have said enough for now. I don't know. But you'll never know when I'll come out with another one. Y'all's terrific. And I'm going to keep praying for the United States, and I'm going to keep praying for all of you as well. God is gracious and He's merciful. And it is through His grace and mercy that we've still got a chance. Anyway, I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next Patriot Window.